Hey friends, we just wanted to send a quick little kind of tailor-made note video to some of you all who have really been prayer allies of ours. Do you remember that story right here at the end? We're celebrating Easter. Do you remember the part where Mary is standing outside the tomb? It's still dark, and she can't find Jesus. And she runs and tells the disciples, they've taken away the Lord, and I don't know where he is. And I just was intrigued by that again this week, in the sense that at the beginning of Jesus' story, the people that love him the most misplace him, and his parents can't find him, and he's hiding in the temple. And now at the end of his story, or perhaps at the beginning of the new part of his story, again, those that care much for him and love him so much, they can't find him. And he's not hiding in the tomb. He's somewhere where they can't see him. And then Jesus shows up, and Mary doesn't recognize him. And I just, in some ways, that has been an interesting picture for us. We feel like in some ways we've lost Jesus. Not lost Jesus like in a dramatic sense, just misplaced him. Like, where are you? we knew you were supposed to be right here in the tomb. And it seems like, where are you, Lord? And it does feel like we are standing in the dark, wondering, Lord, where are you? And it's even more unsettling to think maybe he's right here and we're not recognizing him. That's even more unsettling. April 7th is 6 months since the war started in Israel. And as you guys know, that has gotten more and more complicated and more tragic and heartbreaking at every level. It feels like we're still in a 6-month evacuation. It feels like, oh, you know, that happened months ago. You guys are over that, right? We have done everything we know to do, personally, professionally, and it feels like we're still like navigating all of the unknowns. We have a home, we're not there. And we have a job, and it's not in this country. And we have a role and clearly defined set of expectations and all that, but it's not here. That's okay. But it is curious, 6 months out, we feel like, okay, we should be over, we should be established, we should be kind of, ready to kind of chart a new path. And we're still not quite there. And we want prayer for clarity and confirmation. We're moving towards the UK. We're trying to nail down that. And even this morning, we had some positive messages from the immigration team that's helping us. So good things are happening. We can make a long argument, a robust argument of why that's a really good choice for our family. It feels less like God's definitively calling us to the UK and more of us kind of groping in the dark. And it's like, okay, we think this is the way God's leading. We sense some faint steps, some faint open doors. We're getting confirmation from others. But we need visas to get there. But more than confirmation about what's next, we just need more of Jesus. And it's like we, like Mary, need him to just call us by name. And we need him to open our eyes so we can recognize him, open our ears so we can hear him. It has been, it's been a curious season, probably our hardest ever educationally for the kids. It has just been overwhelming to have to jump into homeschooling 4 different grades when we weren't planning on doing that 6 months ago. So that has been daunting. There have been a lot of challenges at trying to navigate an evacuation in our marriage. This is hard. and we need fresh grace, and we need fresh prayer to say, God, so many good things have come out, and we can tell God's in this. There are things that we're learning about ourselves and each other. It's good. But we need fresh grace for God to kind of help us just lean in. We don't want to miss what he has for Joanna and I, what he has for our kids. So we just wanted to reach out to you guys and say, hey, would you be willing to join us on April 7th? I think that's this Sunday. And just pray special. Pray special for Israel. Pray special for Billy and Joanna. Pray special for Elsie and Lucy and Sophie and Chloe and Blake. That God would call us by name and we could find more of him. And in his way and time, he'd hold us steady, but in his way and time, he'd kind of open the next steps and kind of confirm those real clearly. So we appreciate you guys. Thanks for loving us. Thanks for carrying us. Thanks for taking time, joining us on April 7th. It means a lot. So we love you guys.